right, guys, welcome back to the Upper Left Pod, episode 6. We're on to 6, Jordan. We almost have a full week.
Yeah,
almost have a full week of episodes.
LeBron's new number. LeBron's new number. He's changing to 6 this year, just so he can be the number 1 jersey. So that's all the reason he did it. Nike needs some more money.
Whatever. I mean, good for. I mean, Kobe did it. I think he's just trying to copy Kobe, who went from 24 or 8 to 24. R.I.P. Kobe. Kobe. R.I.P. So hey, we're trying to get 2 episodes out a week, and so this is what we're trying to do, trying to cram it in here. You'll see Jordan is very distracted because the U.S. men's national soccer team is playing. So if you see Jordan just freak out over something, it's going to be because he's watching soccer, which he's not allowed to talk about soccer, but he can watch the soccer as we do this. So that's what we're doing.
This is basically the beginning of the World Cup, so we got to do this. We didn't qualify for it last time.
So question for you while you're watching. What are the chances of the men's team to make the World Cup this year?
Oh, we should easily make it. We're either the first or second best team in our in CONCACAF. So we should easily make the team.
You have to help
me. We should easily make it.
What does that mean? What does CONCACAF mean?
CONCACAF is North America, Central America, and the Caribbean nations.
So who's number 1?
That's our region.
Who's number 1? Is Mexico number 1?
Well, we won the Gold Cup and the League of Nations Cup this summer. So we are basically the best team in our region. We actually broke the top 10 of FIFA rankings this summer because we won those 2. And so we're actually doing really good right now. We have a bunch of young, really, really good players who are good. This World Cup the next one coming up isn't the one we should be trying. If we won that one, that'd be incredible. And no matter what, if we won one, it'd be incredible. But if we won, we should do better in the next one after this one. 2026 is the World Cup we should be dominating because it's also in America. Okay. Yes.
So 2022 is in Qatar.
The worst. That was the worst decision FIFA ever made.
All right. Okay. So there's
that. Okay. Sorry about that. That's from the old thing, and started. But yeah,
we're going soccer.
I'm a little distracted.
We're going soccer talk, which is gonna be crazy. So on our ticker, it's gonna say soccer talk. So
I went fast because I know
the U.S. is okay. If I'm correct on this, you've told me they're young.
So all
the guys young. The guys that I know are gone. Right? Is anybody on the team that I would know?
Do you know who Christian Pulisic is?
Is he the guy for Chelsea?
Yes.
Yes, I do then.
Okay, well, he's our best. He's not playing today because he tested positive for COVID. He's been vaxxed and he was quarantining and he just came off quarantine. So he's not playing this game.
Okay. But he's our best player?
Yes. But then we have a bunch of younger players who play on huge teams in Europe. And it's just the future is very bright for U.S. soccer. I'm just going to say that.
All right.
We can do that another topic, but it's not this time of year. Maybe if we qualify for the World Cup.
I'll let Jordan, if we get a chance, if the U.S. wins this game, I'll give Jordan, I'll give you 5 minutes to talk soccer. Well, I'll actually try to get interested. That might be too much. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Let me tell you about some. I'll just tell you about some players.
Nope, we're done. Soccer talk's done. You tell me you were about that. Soccer talk. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yep. So for our slate today, for our rundown today, guys, we are talking. Blazers are once again in rumors of getting Ben Simmons. We're going to talk our favorite college football games of this upcoming week. Last episode we talked about. We kind of gave a brief introduction to college football. We're actually going to go to our favorite games. We're each going to give 4 of our favorite games to watch this weekend. So 4 games to watch this weekend. We're also going to talk. What else was the last one I said, Jordan? We talked about it. Oh, the Big 12 is expanding. They have 4 teams. They have 4 teams that they want, and that's huge for the Big 12. I actually like these 4 teams. I think they fit in well for the Big 12. And I think it not only gives them good football, but also gives them good basketball as well. So I think it's a good fit for them. It's gonna be really weird for a while to see.
The only thing is it enough to give them Power 5, to keep them up at Power 5 status.
That's the big thing. It might, we'll have to see, because they are getting some. They are getting the ones they're talking about actually are some good teams that actually are competitive when it comes to football, which is what you need to have. I mean, they're not going to be any worse than the ACC from top to bottom. The ACC is literally Clemson, North Carolina this year, and then nobody else. So it can't be any worse than the ACC. All right, guys. So that's what we got going on. That's our slate today. All right. Here we go. Blazer talk, Jordan. Came out a couple days ago.
There we go.
Came out a couple days ago that the Blazers are once again interested, or not the Blazers. It's rumored the Blazers are in talks with the 76ers of trying to acquire Ben Simmons. What are your thoughts on that actually happening if it were to happen? Because you said last week, because you said last episode, you're tired of Neil O'Shea doing mediocre moves and not making the big moves, which needs to happen. Where if you look at small markets, you look at like Milwaukee. What did Milwaukee do? They had to sell off some assets to bring in some assets.
Got Drew Holiday.
Yeah, they took risks and it paid off with an NBA
what
championship.
did Toronto do? They got Kawhi Leonard.
They made some moves.
It doesn't have to be okay. The only way this trade works is if the Blazers make the trade for CJ McCollum and like an asset. That they have to be that. Damian Lillard is off the table. That is not. If they ask for Damian Lillard, you hang up the phone and block their number. That is so stupid. If you think that's even possible, because Ben Simmons ass out, he is not going to training camp. He told them straight up, I am not going to training camp. I'm not showing up to training camp. So he's not worth as much as he could be. And he gave them a list of teams he wants to play for. He said 3 teams in California. He wants the Clippers, Lakers, and Golden State. And then he said maybe Minnesota. Which I don't think Minnesota is going to do.
Why Minnesota? Like, I don't get that. Why Minnesota?
He likes Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. But they're not going to trade
give one
Anthony.
Of them up. You'd have to give one of those up to
or Edwards, or they have to give up Anthony Edwards, which are not going to give up Anthony Edwards. He was such a good rookie. If it wasn't if it wasn't the ball kid, it would have been Anthony Edwards, who was rookie of the year. It was just that he didn't get to the playoffs. But
not LiAngelo.
Anyways,
not Lonzo, but whatever.
The team that makes the most sense is CJ McCollum to Philly. He could be an all-star there. When Dame's out, he is very, very good. And there's not as much guard competition for all-star teams in the East. Ben Simmons on the Blazers is awesome. The Blazers are probably going to have to give up Rocco, though. That's probably going to happen. It's just you're right. Because they're going to want defense back because they're going to lose defense.
But with the pickup of Larry Nance, I think you could give up Rocco because I think they're kind of the exact same player.
Hopefully that was a move that they wanted.
I like that idea. I think you'd have to give up more of that too. You'd probably have to give up a young asset, probably like an Nasir Little as well, or Anthony
Simmons, because they also said that Maxey would have to move too because he's a clutch. He's represented by clutch, and they don't want any team playing or any of their representation playing for Philly right now, which is so stupid. If he can make money there, Rich Paul. I don't know what Rich Paul is saying when he says that. I mean, that's a whole nother topic. Rich Paul. But the clutch. Anyway, if you're against this trade as a Blazer fan, I don't understand you. Like, this is a move that could actually make some difference. Like, Jordan, they could have a difference maker. I don't understand how you just want to sit around and just be like mediocre.
Well, you've been here.
We made the playoffs again. I hope they put out another Dairy Queen glass.
Okay, so listen, hang on. You and I have been here long enough to watch the Blazers that we know Blazer fans, for some reason, fall in love with the 5th guy on the bench that'll never play. And they're like, oh, my God, we traded away Rudy Fernandez. Oh, my God, we traded away
Jared Bayless.
Who cares? It's about making the
He
team
never
better.
Give up Travis Outlaw. How will we do it without Travis Outlaw?
Yeah, I don't exactly. Nicholas Batum. We can't do without Nicholas Batum. I mean, they made those moves where they were needed to make, but this is a move. If you are serious about keeping Dame long term, it is getting Ben Simmons into a Blazers uniform in whatever it takes, except for trading away Dame. He's the only person on that team you cannot trade. If they said, hey, we want Yusuf Nurkic, bye. We'll find someone else. Oh, you want CJ McCollum? Okay, bye. Oh, hey, you want Rocco? Okay, bye. There's no one else on that team that's not touchable. Just like when the Milwaukee did it with with Giannis, they said anything but Giannis to go and win a title. And guess what? They made the right moves from the bubble year where they were terrible and they were out in the first round. And now the Blazers need to follow that model and need to make a move. And if Neil O'Shea is too scared to do it, then bye-bye Neil O'Shea.
Who's
going
to do that?
I know, but the good thing is I think they have. We don't know, but I like the Chauncey Billups hire because I think he is actually committed to defense. I don't think Terry Stotts was ever actually committed to defense.
No,
Billups is committed to defense, and you can see the moves they made this offseason. They're committing themselves to defense, and they need that one more all-star piece, and that is
what would
Simmons.
Show you're really committed to defense is getting probably like the best defensive player in the NBA. That would probably be showing you how really committed you are to defense. And then, dude, if he wants to be in California, Portland is literally like a 2-hour flight to
San Francisco,
and a 2.5 hour to 33-hour flight to LA. Like, come on, man. And you played with Damian Lillard.
Did you see that tweet that came out with Damian Lillard that he hasn't played with an all-star caliber player since his rookie season?
Since LaMarcus.
LaMarcus was the last time he played with anyone that was even anything, whether it was first team, second team, third team, anything. If the Blazers
Melo, but Melo's at the end.
Melo's at the end of his career. They have to do these things. They have to do it. If it is a chance to go out and get him, Neil O'Shea, pull the trigger, trade him away. Is it going to hurt us and sting us for like 30 seconds? Absolutely. Like, the good things CJ did, great. Guess what? I don't care. We got Ben Simmons. And who knows, maybe Ben Simmons not having to deal with a guy like Dame, who is considered one of the greatest teammates in the NBA and getting the most out of players. This could be it.
If he's the best leader in sports, like I hear all the time, then he could probably deal with Ben Simmons.
And just get confidence up so he dunks the ball.
Yeah. Just get Ben Simmons. And then I hear, well, who's going to shoot the ball at the end of the game? Damian Lillard. Ben Simmons, who if he's on the court, he'll pass it to Dame.
If he's on the court and let's just throw out scenarios here. Let's go end a game and we have Ben Simmons. You have on the court, you have Damian Lillard, Ben Simmons, Rocco, Larry Nance Jr., and you have
Norman Powell.
Anyone can hit that three, especially bringing Ben Simmons down the court. Dude, there you go.
Simmons at your 5.
Yes. But he could
run
bring
it like
the ball
Warriors.
Down.
He's like the new Draymond Green. If he can just shoot like 30% from 3, he's deadly.
He doesn't have to shoot from 3.
If he can just make an elbow shot.
Imagine that team spaced out Dame in the corner and he drives Dame's side. If they help, guess what? It's bye-bye Drano. It's going in.
Yeah.
This has to happen. I can't keep saying we, but we have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Neil O'Shea, GM bro, has to at some point drop his balls and say, I'm making a trade and we're doing this. Okay, bro, we're doing this. It's going to be a bifurcate and we're going to do it. I don't even know what that word means, bifurcate. I just keep saying it because he said it that one time.
In the 2, but whatever. Just do it. Just do it, man. Just do it. What do you have to lose?
You have nothing to lose. And here's the thing. And everyone is waiting for a move for the Blazers to make it. And this is the move that has to be done. If they don't do it, and it was a chance to get him, and we find out he went to Golden State, or he went to
if he goes to Golden State for like James Wiseman and Andrew Wiggins, I'm going to be so mad.
Same. If that happens, you know what we do? Hey, if that happens, you know what we do? We burn Utica to the ground. We burn Utica to the ground.
This is
that's an Office reference.
Yeah. It's the worst. Just do it, man. We're right
this
there.
Guy,
we're right there.
You know what? This will make more sense. We need this guy he needs to be Penske material. We need him to be Penske material like George Costanza was and make this move. He needs to be Penske material. All right?
Yeah, he's got to make the move.
He's got to make the move. Okay, so we're in agreement. Got to make the move. All right.
Or at least try. I want to hear he tried.
Yes. All right, guys, we're going to move on to our next topic. Our next topic is college football week 1. It started tonight. Okay.
Yeah, there's
Actually,
some
started
games
yesterday.
still going on right now.
It started yesterday, and we got some games going on. We have on the right now, I got Boise State is beating UCF 24-7. Weber State lost to Utah 26-10, which that's not a great job by Utah. I thought they'd be better than that week one.
Is that the end score?
No, it's not. Oh, yeah, that was the end
No,
score.
it's the fourth. It's just the start of the fourth.
And then I thought it said over.
Weber State, though, is ranked in FCS.
They are.
They're ranked like 6th. So it's not like they're a terrible team.
Tennessee's laying the smackdown on Bowling Green, 31-6.
They're back.
The Tennessee's back.
Yeah.
We got Western Kentucky's beating up on UTM 52-21. And the game that's on right now that I was watching before I came in here to do this was Minnesota is losing to Ohio State 45-31, which, by the way, they were down at halftime 14-10. Something happened with soccer. Was down 14-10 at halftime to Minnesota. And then Ohio State realized they're Ohio State and said, oh, we're better than this. And then just blew the doors off them. It's a 14-point game right now. And they have the ball, and it's a minute 43 left to go. So Ohio State's going to win that game. Ohio State, Jordan, guess what? Ryan Day, in his career as a coach, has never lost a regular season game. No, a regular season game. He's never lost a regular season game. His only losses are in the college football playoff. Ryan Day, taking over for Urban Meyer, has done nothing but just keep that Ohio State train moving.
Yeah. They were talking about this on 1080 The Fan. They basically went like over their last coaches for like the last 30 years. And they basically came to the conclusion that anyone could coach Ohio State to 10 wins. Except for Luke Fickell. That's the only one.
Who's now at
who's now can coach Cincinnati to 10.
Yes. just not Columbus. Let's just move to you've been to Ohio. Where is Columbus in relation to Cincinnati?
Columbus is like in the middle of the state. Okay. And then Cleveland's like up north, and then Cincinnati's like down south.
So he just had to move south to become a better coach.
Yes.
And then a worse conference. And then a worse conference.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
so let's
Yeah.
Well, he's in the American, which we'll get to that in a second with those Cincinnati. They're in our Big 12 expansion talk. But right now, Jordan, I'm looking at these games on Saturday. There's actually some games Friday. Let's go Friday schedule.
Yeah.
Do you have it in front of you?
Yes, I do.
If you don't, I can read it to you. My game and you know this. I am a North Carolina believer. I'm a Sam Howell believer. I like this game. I'm excited to watch. I can't watch it tomorrow because I'm coaching tomorrow. Shout out Castle Rock Rockets. We're coming. I'm excited for that game. Opening week or first week. By the way, fans are back.
You guys ranked?
No, we're Castle Rock. We're not ranked. But the thing that I'm most excited for, and I saw it tonight, was fans are back, and it's making a difference. Watching the game and hearing the fans is making a difference.
Did you
fans
see?
Are back.
I don't know if you saw the fans at the East Carolina Appalachia State. It was like the Duke mayonnaise opening game, and there was dueling fans eating big old jars of mayonnaise.
Oh, it's gross.
Fans are back, baby.
Fans are back. Which, by the way, speaking of mayonnaise, okay, next time you make a grilled cheese, Jordan, don't
use butter. It as that instead of the butter.
Butter. It makes a difference, guys. Hey, right now, that's a Bob Dole guarantee. Bob Dole says it. Use mayonnaise for your grilled cheese on the outside and then fry it. It's good. No, I'm excited for that North Carolina game. I'm excited to see what Sam Howell does in that North Carolina offense.
It's at Virginia Tech too.
It is. So enter Sandman's coming. Enter Sandman's coming. So
does that play anything into that game? I mean,
I don't know. It's at 3 p.m. So I can watch it before I get. So I can watch it. But here's the thing. Enter Sandman at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It's at 6 p.m. there.
6 p.m. there.
It's at 6.
Not
dark. Is it going to be dark enough? Who knows? But Enter Sandman, they're coming. That's going to be good. Nothing else on Friday really does it for me. I do have that Michigan State game, which I had on my docket, which you guys can go back to our Twitter.
State, Northwestern, I'll turn on. And
you'll turn that one on?
In the background.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, I had that game. I had Northwestern -3. Did they score?
No, we should have.
No, we should have.
We got a corner.
All right. So Friday night, we got 2 games I like. I like the North Carolina Virginia Tech game. I like North Carolina in that game. They were -5.5. I still have them getting that. And then I also had the Northwestern Michigan State, where I had them also -3 and Northwestern getting that. those are two games not only do I have on my docket, but I also have because I also want to watch those two teams play. Northwestern is just a good football team, and North Carolina, I think, is a sneaky top 10 team that could, if they do everything right they're supposed to, they could probably be playing Clemson for the ACC championship and the chance to go to the college football playoff. That's my opinion. I'm excited to watch those two games on Friday. Unfortunately, I'm only going to watch one of them for a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. Anything else Friday night, Jordan?
Just Michigan State, Northwestern.
And that's going to be background noise for you. All right, so Saturday matchup. Hang on, I gotta decline this. Nope, declining it. I have a phone call right there. So on Saturday, there's a couple games. I'll give you mine that I'm excited for, Jordan. 9 a.m. on Fox. We got Wisconsin versus Penn State. That will definitely be on my TV.
That's when I'm barking down.
That's going to be a good game to watch. Wisconsin's another team that's their defense is going to be good, and they're going to run the football. And is Penn State going to bounce back from what they had last year? They didn't do a great job last year. They did not do well. Is their coach? Tell me out the name. I'm not great with names right at the
James
bat.
Franklin.
James Franklin. Is he going to be able to make this team and bounce back? They're number 19. They didn't have a great year last year. They're 19. So is their recruiting up? Let's see what they got there. But Wisconsin, number 12 team, and it's in Wisconsin. And guess what? It's jumping season. It's jumping. Fans are back.
Fans are back. Wisconsin's an awesome college town. I always have wanted to go there to see a game. They're going to win. They're supposed to have a really actually good quarterback. That's always the thing that's held them back in the past is not having. And when they had Russell Wilson, look how good they were. They've always had. They're always going to have a good line and a good running back and a good tight end and a good defense. You just know that's what Wisconsin's have, and they're going to make good players out of like 3 stars and. That's just what Wisconsin does. And I just feel like Penn State, it's their first game of the season too on the road. It's going to be tough. Fans are back.
I think this is a prove-it season for James Franklin. I'm not saying hot seat yet, but I'm saying if they don't start out well, it could start getting pretty hot underneath James Franklin over there. Another game I'm excited for just because I'm a homer. I do want to see what Oregon has. I want to see if Anthony Brown can take that Joe Moorhead offense and really turn it up. We know their defense is going to be good, but can the offense take the next steps in what they need to do? That's what I'm excited to see. They have Anthony Brown, and then I want to see them get up so we can see the other guys get in there. I want to see Ty Thompson, see what he can do as a true freshman. That's not a game I just want to see how they do. That's a highlight game for me, not a watch game, but a highlight game. This game I'm very excited for because I think Miami could be back.
That Fresno State Oregon game is going to be tougher than people think. Fresno State is a decent good. So, I mean, it was up. I think it started at like a 22-point game and it's been betted down to 20.5. So
it is a 20.5. Yep.
They are better than people think. Watch out. They have their quarterback is from UW, transferred down there. So it could be a hard game, but I still think Oregon's going to win. They might not cover though.
All right. The other one, I'm throwing the U up. I'm going to say the U's back this year. The U.
I think Alabama's going to blow them out. But
you're there, and the games by the way is in Mercedes-Benz. It's in Atlanta. So and that's going to be at 12:30 p.m. on ABC. So my schedule's getting filled up right now. I'm going Big 10 at 9 a.m. and then I'm transitioning boom to 12:30. I'm watching ABC. I'm watching Alabama and the U. The U is the U back. I hope to that. I think Derek King. I think he can bring the U back. I think I have them on my lock. I have them covering. I have Miami covering. I'm excited to see that. And what does Alabama have? They lost everybody. I mean,
5 stars.
Everybody.
They have a lot of 5 stars.
They do. They're Alabama. So I mean, I think every year we see the same thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, is Alabama down?" And everyone says this is the one year while Alabama is still number one. This might be Nick Saban's worst number one team to start. Not the way they finish. It's when they start. We'll see if Miami and Derek King can get that thing rolling early. And I hope as they cover because it's my lock of the week. But that's a game I'm excited to see in Mercedes-Benz Super Bowl. I'm excited to see the U. I wish they weren't Adidas. I wish they were back to still with Nike. Because I want the U from 2001, which we both watched. And that 2001 Miami team. I hope they're back. Next game I'm excited to watch on Saturday. Where is it at on here?
What about me? What game am I excited to watch?
Go ahead, give me one.
I'm not excited to watch this, but it's just 2 ranked teams. It's Indiana versus Iowa.
No,
Iowa's supposed to be pretty good. They're always somehow
Kirk Ferentz
good,
knows what he's doing. Kirk Ferentz is always good with Iowa.
Indiana, I'm kind of like, I don't think Indiana's that
was
good,
it,
to be honest.
Was that a weird year? Was that a fluke year for them with no fans for Indiana?
I don't.
Is this to see if Indiana's the real deal?
I don't feel it. This is to see what they're made of. I think Iowa's going to come out and put stomping in them, though.
By the way,
I always like Iowa. It's at Iowa too, so yeah, I got Iowa. Also, I just want to see maybe see these rankings, how bad they are.
Yeah, but Jordan, here's the thing: that game is the same time as the Alabama-Miami game, so no one.
Yeah, so I'll just
unless you're from Iowa
in
or
commercials.
In the stands, no, unless you're from Iowa or in the stands,
or
no one's watching that game. Or here in Indiana, no one. Even people in Indiana aren't going to watch that game. I mean, come on now. So that's okay. So give me a real game that you're excited to watch. Give me a real game.
Okay, here's one: Louisiana, Texas. Okay, that's at 1:30 on Fox. Louisiana's number 23. Texas is number 21. Louisiana's bringing back all their players, but
who am I?
Texas is the shark. He's back. He's circling. Texas gives up points. They haven't been able to play defense in a while.
Oh no, they haven't.
This could be close. I hope Texas wins, just so that people are okay in Texas.
And this is is Louisiana the real deal? Last year they were very good.
This is a lot of things too. I want to see if teams are for real. Like Cincinnati. Cincinnati better blow the doors off of whoever they're playing.
Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, they better blow the doors off of Miami, Ohio if they're going to be number 8 in the nation.
Well, one for me, like you said, Louisiana, Texas. To me, this is two teams that need to say, yes, we're here, we're real, and we're going to get things done. Because they have Texas got Sarkisian, which he paid his dues for what he did at USC. He paid his dues.
Yeah,
he fought his demons. He got himself back into a big time program in Texas. So let's see how it looks. Let's see. I mean, it's year 1 under his belt, but he's got a test coming into Texas. He's got Louisiana, who was a very good team last year. So let's see if those teams are the real deal. So that's yours. I'm surprised you didn't throw out the Oregon State Purdue game.
I was saving that one for later.
Okay. And for me,
because I got some big thoughts on that one.
For me, the last game of the night, for me, or it's not the night, but the last game, I'm excited to watch. 4:30 p.m. We got the heavyweights coming out, Jordan, in Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. It's in Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Clemson, Georgia.
Yeah.
2 heavyweights, 2 potential
big boys,
2 potential national championship teams going at it right out to start the gate.
Have you seen DJ in his commercial yet?
Boom. I have not. What's he doing again? Is he doing Dr.
Pepper?
No, yeah, Dr. I haven't not seen it. How by the way, say his name again, Jordan?
DJ Ungalele.
There we go. This is the team. Does Georgia have the cojones to get this done? Does Kirby Smart know what does Kirby Smart, is he able to get over that hump that he hasn't been able to get over yet? This is a team that has to get it done. And I am unbelievably excited to see this Georgia team. Once again, they got their quarterback, JT Daniels. They have a quarterback that can get this stuff done. He's going to be a good player. This defense is legit under Kirby Smart. This is the team, to me, that if they win this game, they're not losing the game the rest of the year. They're not losing. They win this game, they're not losing again the rest of the year. And I'm talking even when they play Alabama, they're not going to lose this game. If they win this game, it's setting them up for trajectory to go. If they win this game, do they go number 1, Jordan? Do they move to number 1 if they win this game over Alabama?
No.
Should they though?
Because Alabama would be number. No, you can't get rid of number 1 until they lose.
Even if they beat number 5 beats 3.
Yeah, I would move them to 2.
Okay.
But that's a big game. I'll be watching that. Okay, the one everyone's waiting for is, we all know it, 4:00. Mark it down. Just put it. I'll wait. Put it in your calendar. 4:00. Big Ten versus Pac-12. Purdue versus Oregon State. This is going to be a big matchup, guys. You're going to want to tune in for this one. I think the Beavers are going to. I know this is a homer, but I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about this game. Even a bunch of Purdue ones. Purdue's weakness is their line. You don't have a good O-line. It's really hard to win a football game. They have one really good wide receiver, but no running game. So they need to focus on the pass. But I think Oregon State will pull this one out. Should I give you a score prediction?
Yes.
38-24.
Well, you're going to have 14 points. They not only cover
38-31 Oregon State.
So they're not covering then.
No, Oregon State is supposed to 7. Lose by 7.
Yeah.
If they lose by 6, they would have covered.
Yeah, I had it backwards. I thought they were -7 for some reason.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
No. Yeah. I don't know why Purdue is ranked or is favored that much.
It's because it's in Purdue. That's why it's in Purdue, and it's Oregon State.
But that's 3 points.
But Oregon State also hasn't.
I'm just joking, people. That's my favorite game. It's not a big game. The game I was gonna talk about was what was it? UCLA LSU. The money's coming in on UCLA. I'm kind of feeling nervous about it now when all the money starts coming in on UCLA. LSU might have something to prove. They have the best college player. Their corner, I forget his name. He is the best player. Yes.
Give me a second.
He's the best player. I'm sorry, Thibodeau. This guy is like he might be the first pick.
Darren Evans. Is he a senior?
Not Evans. No. What's his name? Strictly or something like that.
Strictly?
I can't remember his name, but whatever his name is, the corner, he's so good.
I'll find it.
LSU, it's just gonna be hard for them.
Is it Derek Stingley?
To pass on them in general?
Stringley?
Derek Stingley.
Stingley
He's
Jr.?
the best player. He's so good. Yeah, that's him. He's so good.
Okay.
He could be the top pick if it wasn't like Spencer Rattler or the quarterback from North Carolina.
Well, he's
very good. It's just going to be really, and LSU's going to load up the box and dare DTR to throw it, and he's not the greatest thrower, people.
So, you ready for this, Jordan? Off your talk. Mel Kiper's top 25 prospects by position. Number one cornerback.
Thibodeau's one.
Yeah, Thibodeau's 1, Rattler's 2, and then your guy Derek Stingley Jr. is 3 from LSU.
Both.
Yeah, so you're right. They got everything right there that they might need. So,
yeah.
All right, guys, those are our. No, go ahead.
That's it, and then I might watch the highlights of UW Montana because I really haven't paid attention to UW at all.
And then don't forget, Jordan, Sunday, we got Notre Dame, Florida State.
Yeah, take Notre Dame to cover that. I think it's like 9 points. No, Florida State sucks.
Does the ghost of Bobby Bowden? Does the ghost?
Bobby
Bowden. Does the ghost of Bobby Bowden help them out there?
Gonna help
because it's in Florida State. It's in Florida State.
It doesn't matter. Notre Dame's gonna stomp them.
What happened to Florida State? Was it as soon as Jimbo left?
And then they couldn't get the recruits, and then a bunch of people transferred out. And when you have, you got to say Jameis Winston was a really good college quarterback, so he covered up a lot.
Yeah, he did. But they had a lot of guys on that team that are still playing the NFL. Dude, Florida State, man. I remember growing up watching Florida State and like just loving them in their helmet with the spear.
Everyone. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. But yeah, that's, it sucks. I like when Florida State's good. It's always fun when it's always fun when for some reason, I love it when all the Florida schools are good. I don't know what it is. It just makes me feel better when all the Florida schools are good. It just does.
It does.
Because that's just because us growing up seeing all the Florida schools like Florida, Miami, and Florida State. Yep. All right, Jordan's real distracted from this game right now. What's the score right now?
Oh, it's almost over. There's only 3 minutes left, and it's probably going to be a tie.
Oh, so they won't go to point. They won't go to penalties?
No, this is just like to get points. It's people don't want to know about it, but we'll get a point on the road, which is good, and then we play Canada Sunday in Nashville.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
On to our last topic of the night, guys. Our last topic of the night is this came out today. The Big 12 is looking to expand and they're looking right now at 4 teams. So the Big 12, as we know, lost Oklahoma and Texas to the SEC, and it's supposed to happen in a couple years, but you and I, everyone knows that that's not going to happen. They're going to be gone next year. They'll just pay whatever fee it has to be to pay to get out of there. They're gone. So the Big 12 is right now in flux of even having a conference. And when you have teams like Oklahoma State, who's decent in basketball and football, and Kansas, who's like your moneymaker for basketball, they need teams to play. And the Pac-12 already came out and said they're not looking at anybody to expand, which is really crazy. I thought they would expand, but they're not. But maybe they're just saying that, but who knows? But it's looking like right now that the Big 12 is looking to add 4 teams, and those 4 teams are BYU, UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston. Houston's always been in the conversation just because of the location of Houston in the former Big 12 with all the teams that were in Texas. It just made sense for them to be in that conference. And now with Texas leaving, you're bringing back in Houston. You're bringing Houston in, who's already there when it comes to location and flying to keep the cost down right there. And then you had a team like BYU, who once again isn't Utah, who isn't that far away from Oklahoma and all those other schools. So that makes sense with BYU. And then Cincinnati isn't too far from anybody else either, which makes sense. But the one that the UCF one's kind of weird, but you have to go back. The Big 12 also had in there West Virginia, which was flying almost all the way across the country just to play games. So to me, these 4 schools make sense. You got BYU, who's always a decent football team. They're not bad. They're decent. UCF in the last couple of years has proven themselves to be a team that can hang with anybody. Cincinnati with Luke Fickell is now number 8 in the country. And then Houston's just waiting to explode. So to me, this makes sense for the Big 12 to expand to these 4 teams. And the question that Jordan and I both had with this is, does this make the Big 12 stay in the Power 5 conference? That's the question. What do you think, Jordan? These 4 teams, do they make you say, yeah, this is the Power 5 team, Power 5 conference?
No, to be honest. This isn't that great of teams. But the problem is if they do become a Power 5 conference, then Texas and Oklahoma are gonna be so pissed because that's gonna easily be the worst conference by far. And then whatever team dominates that basically has the easiest road to the college football playoff. And like Oklahoma State just takes over that league, then they have like the easiest path every year and they'll get in. So I don't think so. I think the other 4 leagues will band together and be like, you guys aren't a real league. You're a group of 6 now.
I wonder how that works. I wonder how
I don't know what the process is of like
whether you're Power 5 or not.
Yeah, I don't know if they have to like meet, but there is like some kind of meeting coming up where like
I don't know. I didn't see anything on the meeting.
They decide like the new rules of college football. It's like a big meeting. Like
okay. Right now, so
it's like a meeting of like all the chancellors and stuff. Like they're gonna redo the constitution of like college football, basically, and it's coming up pretty soon. So I don't know what the process of like who's a Power 5. But basically, I think that's what like they were talking about, how the alliance would have like 41 votes to 16 votes. They could basically decide who's allowed to be in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so the other thing with this too is you have 2 teams from the American Athletic Conference, UCF and Cincinnati. So if they want to come into the Big 12 and they want to leave, they have to give the American Athletic Conference 27 months notice and then pay $10 million to get out of the conference. However, there was a school like that. UConn left to leave, and they had to pay $17 million. UConn did to join the
Big East.
The Big East, yeah. So they had to do that in order. So they had to pay $17 million earlier because they left a year earlier. So they paid $17 million. I can see both those schools, UCF and Cincinnati, saying we'll pay the $17 million to get in next year instead of waiting the 27 months. Because if this happens, because they're having a committee, a 4-person subcommittee featuring 2 athletic directors and 2 university presidents from Big 12 began a meeting last week to discuss potential expansion. The conference requires 8 of its current 10 members to approve schools for expansion. The only 8 members will be because Texas, Oklahoma are leaving, so those 2 guys won't matter. So they only need the 8. They need the 8 votes. And this is coming from ESPN.com. Adam Reitenberg and Heather Denich. They're the ones that put this out here on ESPN, which I'm reading right now. So to me, it makes sense. BYU doesn't have to pay a fee to go anywhere because they're independent right now.
Yeah,
I think BYU. Yeah, I think BYU and BYU right now only plays football is independent. Everybody else is the West Coast Conference.
West Coast Conference, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if they have to pay a fee to get out of that.
Whatever they could pay, whatever
they can pay whatever they want. So to me, I like this. I like this because they're trying to keep the conference alive. This is like also once again, remember a couple of years ago, or not like a while ago, when they got rid of the Southwest Conference and those teams left. It's kind of the same thing, trying to bring teams back in. The problem is, and this is to me, this is why I hate like this kind of things. You're losing rivalries. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State will never play again. Bedlam is not ever going to happen again. But you are ever bringing in back from the SEC. You're bringing back Texas and Texas A&M. And like you said, they're going to be mad at the conference. I don't think they're going to be mad because they're going to be getting a ton of money. They're in the SEC. And Oklahoma, with SEC recruits coming into their school, they're going to be they're going to be fine. If Oklahoma was in the SEC now, Jordan, I would still pick them to win the SEC over Alabama. That's a fact. I would. Oklahoma is I think by far.
Oklahoma has never won a college playoff game. So no, I wouldn't pick them to win anything. They have not won any big games. So why would I pick them to play all the teams they can't beat every week? That's just well, no.
That's my opinion. That's what I just think. I think they'd be fine. I think Oklahoma has the resources.
Has the Big
and the
12
money.
even won a college playoff game yet?
No.
Oh, well.
Who
then
has?
They're gonna get rid of the only team that has even made it, and then they're gonna add teams that never made it, and then they're gonna still be a Power 5 conference. No, they're not. This is if they get these teams, they're basically gonna be like the AAC plus.
The AAC plus? Who the Big 12 is?
Yeah, the Big 12 is a joke. Sorry.
So
basketball. They're a basketball.
So if we go through this, Jordan.
Conference.
So we go through this. The first ever college playoff was between Oregon beat Florida State, and then Ohio State beat Alabama the first one. Okay, so no Big 10, no Big 12 teams there. And then Clemson beat Oklahoma the next year, 37-17. No Big 10 wins there, or no Big 12 wins there. The next year, there wasn't any Big 12 teams in it. The next year, Georgia beat Oklahoma in double overtime. The next year, Alabama beat Oklahoma again. That's one in there. And then LSU beat Oklahoma again.
Yeah.
Last year there wasn't any Big 12 teams in there.
And then they have only one good team in the Big 12, and it's Oklahoma. So the conference has been garbage for a while. It's just been held up by Oklahoma, just like the ACC has been held up by Clemson. They have one dominant team in their leagues, and that's what everyone looks at. And they're like, oh, look how good this conference is. No, you got one good team. The SEC is the only one with multiple good teams. The Pac-12 is the only team that's stupid, and we cannibalize ourselves and schedule stupid, and we play 9 games instead of 8. That's our
Are we
problem.
The only conference? No, we're not the only conference that plays 9. I think the SEC is the only one that plays 8. Everybody else plays 9.
Yeah, but then other conferences set up their better teams for better schedules. Like we don't like having Oregon. I'm not saying I like Oregon, but if Oregon's our best team, they should set them up to win.
I agree. Like Alabama is always set up to win. Like Alabama never goes anywhere.
Yes,
they're always
like how they play their hardest game of the season. They have like a bye, or they play like
the Citadel,
College of Charlton, or the Citadel, or Georgia Southern, and then they play out Auburn, or they have a bye and then they play LSU. No, the Pac-12 is like, we're gonna play everyone, and you're gonna play on a Thursday night.
Tournament of Champions, Jordan.
Play the next Tournament of Champions. Yeah, it's if we don't get me started. It's just
I don't get started.
If they add those teams, I don't care. I don't care if they add those teams. They don't matter. They don't matter anymore. They're a basketball league. You're good at basketball. You got Kansas, Baylor, and Texas Tech. You guys are good at basketball now. You're Big East South.
You know what though? This does help. Houston coming in for basketball is good. Cincinnati's good for basketball. And that's but and then BYU isn't
no
terrible
one cares
at basketball.
About basketball. That's what we just learned. Basketball doesn't matter.
No,
because if basketball mattered, Kansas would matter. Kansas doesn't matter.
Jordan, if basketball mattered, the Big East that we grew up with would still be around. Yeah. The old Big East would still be around if basketball mattered. But
it doesn't matter.
Even Jim Boeheim even said it. Jim Boeheim said it perfectly. He's like, we had to change conference because of football, which is football matters, and that's all that matters. So, all right, guys. That's our pod for the week. Jordan, you got anything else? How's the game going? Did it end in a tie?
Tied. It was
so
0-0. So we got a point. We got 1 point. You get 0 for a loss, 1 for a tie, and 3 for a win. And we basically just had to be in like the top 3 of the 8 teams in CONCACAF. So we got to get
name me the
points.
8 teams. Can you name me the 8 teams real quick?
Canada, Jamaica, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Honduras, USA, Mexico, and
Trinidad and Tobago?
No. Who else?
You were so close. Not having to look it up. You got 7 out of 8.
I can't. Maybe Guatemala. Here, I'll tell you right now.
We're waiting on that 8.
I don't know.
Well, soccer guy doesn't.
Hold on.
Oh, we're gonna figure this out. I don't know if he really knows it. I think it's Trinidad and Tobago. Watch me be right and just throw
Panama.
That out. Panama. I wasn't even close.
Panama
Canal. Always gumming it up. Can't remember. We're just sticking ships in there. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. So
the only reason we got the Panama Canal done is from like tonic water. You know that?
I did not know
or
that.
Some medicine.
That's a topic for. Yeah, that's a topic for another time. All right. So Jordan, have a great weekend, bud. It's gonna be a great week of college football.
Yep.
Don't forget, guys, to check out our picks on Upper Left Pod on Twitter at Upper Left Pod.
Next Tuesday, we'll probably do our picks for the NFL.
It'll be on
because
Wednesday.
I'll be gone I'll be off Thursday, Tuesday.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to fly. So we'll probably have 1 episode next week because Jordan's going to be on, or I might have a special guest. Who knows? We'll figure that out. But don't forget to follow us on at Upper Left Pod at Twitter. Same for Instagram at Upper Left Pod. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel below, which is right here. Guys, don't forget, please go like and subscribe. Also, please give us a comment because all those things help us out. Get this thing out and help us out getting this thing off the ground. It's really hard to get this thing off the ground. So please go like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you need to do. Jordan, you got anything else?
Nope, that's all.
All right, guys.
All right, everyone, have a great day.
All right, guys. See you guys later. All right, peace.